So then guys, here we go, we're coming out of Stourbridge and we are heading for Wollaston Farm. Now this was the old part of the old 293 and of course the much loved X96 service. So over there is the Platinum
Next stop, Stourbridge-Ring Road
6924, and that's working for the number 9 heading towards Halzone and Birmingham. So here we are. That's the layover point there. Most certain buses do tend to go there, and over there's the McDonald's with the Curti lift and the Gartec lift and the KFC. There's the town centre. Now I do apologise guys, I'm having to wear my mask. This is just to keep me protected from common colds that are going round at the moment, because I just want to rather be safe than sorry. Because if I don't wear the mask, it will possibly put me at a greater risk of becoming unwell with a common cold. And I don't want to go down that route again. So I've had a common cold, don't want it to happen again. Coming on the Stourbridge-Ring Road. Anyway, there is a hybrid, that one's 5423 and that is on the 7 up to Dudley. That route is going to be taken over by Pensnet once again next year. Well, it's going to be back at Pensnet next year, because as you know it's Wolverhampton at the moment and interworks on the Bilston corridor, because it interworks the AC2 at Dudley that goes to Wolvo via Bilston. So just laying over on the ring road. So just right there is the Crystal Leisure Centre, the swimming baths. To be honest, I was a massive fan of that place, with the fun pool and the rock wide machine, the rapids, the slides, the water features, and also with that awesome Furs lift that got a cheap bodge mod. That's a great leisure centre to be, the Crystal is. And of course with the flume, with that yellow flume out there, that's one place I really loved going back in the good days. Love that place. I suppose everyone would have loved going there. The popular Black Country Leisure Centre with their only fun pool in Dudley, whereas the further one beyond is at Wolverhampton at Bentley Bridge, Wensfield. Now these buses here are the Platinum buses, and they're built for like city routes like X10s, 9s, X8. It's actually been the 8 is actually added with the X8 at Wolverhampton. So that means it's a platinum route. Really nice.
Next stop, West Route.
So we're now coming into Enville Street. Now this was the section here that used to be covered by the old 228 route. If you remember that route, the old Dudley to Russell's Hall, the old Russell's Hall Hospital to Gibbs. That's now been taken over by the 242 route. That's run by Select. It was run by Greenbus for a short time, but Select won the contract to take over the service, and Select have grown rapidly over the years. Like last year they took over the success of the old Arriva work in Stafford and part of Cannock, which was short-lived with Chase Rider, and they also expanded up into Stone, Wollaston area. So they have made a good success. Select have taken over the handful of new services. So I just dropped the camera earlier because don't want to get busted or caught. So I'm just waiting. So we're just on Enville Street, West Street.
West Street. 8 to Wollaston Farm.
So there's the Hyundai garage there.
Mumble Road.
That used to be a Skoda and also a Volvo garage. Now, speaking of Volvos, this route used to be worth a lot of Volvo, the V7RLE right clip urban body, because this route used to be a Pensnet route and used to run Wren's Nest to Wollaston Farm. From when it was also known as the X96 and had the branded Volvo V7RLE with the yellow, it was like yellow branding all over the box. And that was the good days of Pensnet Depot. But when the branding got removed, it looked a bit dowdy with the age, so now it's been transferred to Wolverhampton Depot. So there's a direct, so there's now a fast and direct link between Meza and Wolvo, due to the fact that the only alternative was the 15, but that goes all around the Reek and goes around Womburn. Like the 16 as well, that goes all around Womburn as well.
Next stop, Wood Street.
But this is like more the town and city route. So anyway, we're just now coming into Wollaston now. This is Wollaston, just by the Aldi garage, the Aldi supermarket that used to be known as the old Vauxhall garage. So over there is Wollaston Junction. That's the junction there for the terminus of the number 7 from Dudley.
Wood Street. 8 to Wollaston Farm.
Just got past.
Next stop, Aptley Road. Next stop, High Street.
Anyway, we're just now coming on to the vicarage. Quite a few passengers going on. There's not many people on the upper deck today, just due to the fact people are just worried about it this time rather than packing to say let's get out and get the flu, but no chance.
High Street. 8 to Wollaston Farm.
but we're not going back to Wolverhampton. I'm actually going to carry on straightwards to go towards back to Stourbridge. Anyway, the announcement has just now confirmed. This is now the 8th to Wolverhampton. So we're now heading back to Stourbridge. So, as you probably know from the new year, this is going to be the only service that's going to be covering this section of the route, to cover this section of the route, because due to the fact that the 250, 251 are not going to come down this hill anymore, they'll just be the number 8 service. So it's just going to be the number 8 that's going to come down this hill. So Wollaston Farm is not going to be covered on the new 25, as you know.
Next stop, Norfolk Road.
We've been talking about this new 25 route that's going to occur in due course the new year, and I'm very excited about the new 25 that's going to replace the 250, 251. But however, the number 8 is going to be the only route that goes past the Corvette Hospital, because there'll be no alternative routes, just the number 8. But hopefully, if the timetable does improve, because I know there's a lot of reliability problems on this route, but I'm sure this route will be improved in due course of the new year. Okay guys, we're just now coming off Wollaston Farm. So just now pulling off Wollaston Farm now.
Next stop, York Crescent.
As you can see, the sun's shining on the camera. So fortunately we can't do the 96 tomorrow. This is due to the fact that Telford is quite busy tomorrow, but I'll let you know what video it's going to be. I know it's going to be an exciting one. Now, this actually reminds me a bit of Harley Kings a bit.
Next stop, Kingsway.
This is Kingsway coming up.
Next stop, Gilbanks Road.
So at least there's still going to be a bus service that's going to cross this part of the route. So I'm happy for that it's still being maintained. I'm happy to say it is still doing okay. So anyway, there's the Diamond bus. There's the Diamond bus to 51, 21101, ADL Enviro 200. So that's the ADL Enviro 200, 21101, and that used to be an ex-Hanson's bus, and that was actually not in the official. That was not in the official Hanson's livery. That was actually the blue. That was actually a silver colour, because that used to be an ex-Airport Express bus. It is one of the buses that operate around Stourbridge, because as you know, it's always on a Stourbridge run, like 250, 251, 298, 299 and the 142, and it has done Kidderminster work as well. So it has done Kidderminster routes like the 3s and the 9s, 10s, and all the other routes, even the 303 as well, and the 15, because I've had that on the 15 quite a lot. So we're now at the Vicarage Road.
Next stop, Vicarage Road.
So that's the turn off point for the 242, that goes towards Kimsah, the 242, which is the select bus service. That is another good service, that one is, the 242.
Next stop, Bridle Road.
And of course, if you carry on the 242 to Kingsway and get off, you've actually got the other service, the 580 to Kidderminster, which is actually one of my favourite routes in Kidderminster, to be fair. The one goes around Wolverley and all that. I really love that route, to be honest, the 580 that's operated by Don buses. As you probably can tell that this is a very tight stretch around here. I do, to be fair, I do love the 580 route. Well, I like that route. That's a lovely route. That one is the 580. I highly recommend that you try that service out. So, like I say, I want to wish you all a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year for 2023. So, on Bridgenorth Road, Bridle Road.
Bridle Road. Eight to Wolverhampton. Next stop, Wollaston Junction.
Anyway, we're now coming into Wollaston Junction. So the number 7 comes in that direction over there. That's run by. So the number 7 comes in from there, which is run by NX, which is also, well, it's always NX. Used to be the 276 route. Just waiting for clearance, and then we could go straight into Wollaston. So then guys, that's the completion of the loop on the 8, the old X96 and the 293. Now I do apologise, it had to be done pilot on the end due to the fact that the upper deck was filling up, so I just didn't want to get busted for it. So here we are at Stourbridge.